I thought corn was indigenous to the Americas. So
Of
corn used
course,
to grow in
of
Europe
course.
as well?
No, of course. Also potatoes and also tomatoes.
Ah, so these are all imported from the Americas. So they're
Of
not
course,
indigenous to Italy. These
all
vegetables.
after Christophorus Columbus.
I see, I see.
Even the most of the beans variety, pulses varieties are coming from the States, from America, not only the States, from America. But this law of biodiversity preservation, conservation in the region need to be sure that we're here more than 50 years ago.
50 years. Okay.
Of course, because otherwise you have nothing. Or in the medieval time, you had totally other vegetables. Is
Oh, so the indigenous vegetables that used to grow in Italy, you don't grow them anymore? Anywhere?
Yes, of course, there are something not easy to find, but there were mostly very wild, mostly very wild. But there are, of course, things that we mostly roots. It was before. It was very cold here. It's different. The climate change and also the plant move. As, I don't know if you know the history of agriculture. It's coming. It's just 14,000 years of history from the area, the Mesopotamia. I don't know the name in English. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
but from the we call the moon, the half moon, fertile. It's it's I just translate from Italy from
Yes,
Italian.
sure,
I
sure.
just and then it's this is the history. No, is moving. All the plants are moving. For example, the corn we call Gran Turco. So because it was coming from Turkey, came here from Turkey and not from America. Before was in Turkey, before coming here. That's why we call in Italy, we call the corn, we call Gran Turco.
Interesting.
Or maybe, or for example, do you know alfalfa? The alfalfa we call erba medica. That medica means something connected with the healthy system. That is not at all the way, but because the Iraq, that place where it was coming was called media. uh,
Ah,
the media, because it was in the middle way from west to east, where it's coming the agriculture. All the most of the seeds of the world we have, no, were moving. Especially the cereals, and we're moving. So we call this alfalfa, we call herba medica, because it was coming from that place, arrived there. I think not more than 100 years ago, and not so much. I don't know. I'm not. I don't have historical
so
knowledge.
that's interesting. Then is it true then most of the crops grown in Italy are not indigenous plants now from Italy?
No, no, they are indigenous. Of course, there are many indigenous.
I
Do you think? Do you know the Roman Empire,
Yeah.
where they had a lot of indigenous food, the many cereals. The base was cereals.
Cereal.
I don't know the name in
You
English,
can say it
but
in
maybe
Italian, yeah?
spelta, farro,
Faro, okay.
spelt. For example, we plant spelt. Now is again in the use, but it was lost for
I see.
hundreds of years. It was
Yes.
lost.
Yes.
There were cereals that they found in the where in the Etrusci. Do you know Etrusc? Uh, Before the Roman
Oh, the Etruscans. Yes, yes,
Etruscan,
the Etruscans.
yes,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Where when they put, I don't know the name, in the cemetery, when they where they put the tomb,
The
where
burial, yes. Yes.
they put the dead people, they found some cereals there, and then still after 2,000 years, they were still growing.
Excellent.
Then we reproduced and we have these cereals. But the mostly, as I know, the mostly is cereals.
So maybe
Anyway,
vegetables have come from other places, vegetable seeds, maybe.
but all many for sure potatoes, all the solanaceae, I don't know the name in English, the aubergine, the eggplant, the
Squash.
squash. I think squash there were.
Ah, okay.
I think squash there were.
Hmm.
It's something that it was here already. The beans, only the Phaseolus vecha and not the Phaseolus vulgaris was here. As I know, I don't anyway different kind, but I'm not really in the subject, you know,
It's very
to do
interesting.
this.
So
Yes, it's
can you tell me when you so I think it was in 1988 or around that time when you started your farm in
yes,
your village?
yes. We just bought the land.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell me, was there resistance to changing from conventional farming to organic farming in your area?
In the administration, in the offices, what do you mean?
As in, if my understanding is that when people do conventional farming, which requires chemical fertilizers and other inputs, it takes some time to transition to organic farming. And so sometimes people are resistant to the idea. So I'm wondering what did people think when you were trying to do organic farming in your area?
That time, not so many people were understanding this. So the most of the people were thinking we are crazy.
Oh,
So this is also my neighbors that are also farmers, and they support us anyway. They don't do organic, but they believe us very much. But they said, you do it for you, not for the market. You know, that was the meaning. Why you don't use chemical if you sell? It's not for you. It's very egoistic, I know, but this it was the level of understanding. It was you should understand that only 50 years ago the the production of 1 hectare of land was 1/3 of what it's now, you know. So if before was 1.5 ton per hectare, now is 4 ton per hectare. This is the medium in Italy, a medium quantity for hectare. And when arrived the chemical and this production, this increasing of production was ready, the cereal, the wheat, and all the vegetable and the food generally were costing were as a value, a very great value. So for them, it was for everybody in Italy, or I think in Europe, not only in Italy, but it was like like miracle, something impressive, great. You can also imagine that they were working for the half, 50%. 50% for the farmer and 50% for the owner of the farmer. This it was here in the center of Italy. It was the normal social system, economical social system to work the land. So you have to give 50% of your income to the owner. That I think that now is even more what we give back to the state, paying so many things. But the value was big. I just give you an example. If with 100 kilo of wheat, you could pay a normal worker for 2 or 3 days of work. Okay, why? Because with 100 kilos of wheat, one family can survive for 1 month minimum. You understand? So the value is in a way quite a lot. Should be for me should be quite a lot the value. So if you think that now with 100 kilo you have only 30 euros, so the pay of 1 hour of work of a normal worker, you understand what's happening this time and how it is the business, the business of food. Vandana Shiva always speaks about this. Anyway, we all knows this. It's very difficult for me now to explain in Italy. I'm used to speak Italian, to tell to everybody these things, because nobody understands how difficult it is for the farmers, for the conventional farmers, to change on organic farming. Lucky in the last already 30 years, there are economical contribution, money from the European administration